Hey there, Salk, everybody. Welcome back for another amazing episode of the Marhaba Crypto Show. As always, you got myself and Moby Sadiq. Moby, how was your day, man? I missed you. It's been some time. What's going
I
on? How
know
are the
it's been a couple
kangaroos?
of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks. Like we were just saying before we started recording, is we were supposed to restart like 20 minutes ago, and me and Ahmed just catching up because it's been like a couple of weeks. Ramadan, like we said, guys, it's we have even less windows to catch up because someone's at the masjid at a certain time and someone else is praying the Tahajjud. Probably not me. It's probably Ahmed at another time. So our windows are quite short, but alhamdulillah, it's been really good. I'm loving seeing your videos in Medina, Ahmed. What a time and place to be there. But how you going, man? How's your trip going? I know you're working
Good,
at the
good.
same time, obviously, but how's your time in Medina?
Alhamdulillah, man. I wish. I don't know. I'm there's so much work that needs to get done. I'm like running around. Like I literally was running from the mosque here for the recording, and right after this, I'm gonna be running right back to the mosque for prayers, and then I'll be running back to get some more work done. And then I have a meeting after Maghrib, so I'm like running back from my hotel and stuff. But Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy, and I mean it's a blessing to be here. It's honestly a blessing to be here in the last 10 days, and trying my best to spend as much time as I could to pray and get my spiritual levels back up because when you work 14 hours a day and you're in front of the laptop for like the whole day, and then you kind of start losing that aspect of watching lectures, doing the daily learning of Deen and stuff. And so yeah, it's been good. I'm happy. I'm enjoying. I, yeah. There's a lot to that.
Yeah, I
There's
love
a
it.
lot to,
Ramadan,
yeah,
Ramadan in itself is a good reset for our souls
yeah,
because Allah knows that we need this. He knows we need this. He knows we need that reset. It's like
yeah,
it's like when you haven't slept a night at all. You didn't sleep
yeah,
at all. The next day you feel exhausted. So that's
yeah,
like a metaphor. That's why we have Ramadan to recharge ourselves. But when you go
yeah.
to Makkah, Medina, when you go to Umrah or Hajj, it's another recharge. So as you're talking about that, I'm thinking, Subhanallah. Like I can see you can't even explain it. It's so powerful. But I
Yeah.
can imagine you've got the Ramadan reset mixed with the Makkah Medina Umrah reset. That's like
Yeah.
explosion. You know what I mean? So you're good on you.
So Moby, when are you coming? When are you coming? I have a full invitation. Come.
Man, send
I'll
me
give you
send
all
me a
the
ticket,
guidance.
man. Send me a ticket.
Okay,
I'll be
I'll do all your paperwork for visa. I'll do all your paperwork for visa.
awesome, awesome.
That's
I'd love to
easy.
meet you there.
That's easy to do. But yeah. All right, guys, let's get this thing started. It's been some time. Moby market updates. What's happening? Why isn't Bitcoin going up, man? Why? Is it your fault? What? Like, why aren't you making this thing go up? Come on,
Yeah, let's talk
hurry up.
about it. So I'm going to keep the market up. I say this all the time, but I promise, guys, this time it will be a little bit shorter, just because of one, not much is happening right now. Like, there's nothing new. If you're subscribers to this show, then I feel like if you're a subscriber to this show, you have a feel where the market is. If
Yeah,
we're in a bear market or a bull market. So if you're not, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification because we don't just talk hype for the sake of talking hype. We don't just talk about new things for the sake of talking new things. But we're going to keep it short for that reason. Obviously, also it's Ramadan. Everyone's got places to be and things to do. But anyway, so the biggest thing I'll sort of talk about today is, and I'll share my screen in a second, is beware of the failed rally. So failed rallies in cryptos are often dangerous. And what that means is we break a trend, like you'll see in a moment in my charts. We'll break a trend. It seems like we've broken a downward trend, for example. We have a rally. A failed rally is more dangerous than a natural downtrend because it can often dictate even further move to the downside. So I'll just get my screen back up so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Get my window. All right, guys, you should be able to see that in a moment. All right, fantastic. You can see my screen, Ahmed?
yeah,
Fantastic. So let me talk to you guys about what I'm talking about here. So obviously this is the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to start with the Bitcoin chart. We had this sort of downward trend we came out of. You can see here, the market was just sort of, the blue line is the 20-day moving average and the red one is the 50-day moving average. And generally you want the shorter moving average to be higher than the longer term moving average because that's telling you that the shorter period, so the last 20 days, is trending higher than the last 50 days, for example. So we had this, situation where for a long time we had this huge downturn event here, where the long term was, or one of the long terms was higher than the short term, and then we sort of had this, I guess a bit of up and down, and then we broke that, right? So that was one sort of rally that we had, and then we failed that rally. So what should have happened is, and this is quite normal if we have a proper rally, that we have a bounce, right? And that didn't happen. We had a failed rally, went down to the downside. And the second thing that happened, second failed rally, if you look at it that way, is this level here. So we lost this level here, the 40,000. Right now we're sitting at 39,500. And I'll tell you why that worries me, right? Because that in itself doesn't worry me, but I guess the other factors sort of worry me. So one, you've got this, trend that might be re-emerging where the 50-day moving average, look, technically it's a death cross. Death cross is scarier than it sounds. It doesn't mean, the be all and end all, but a couple of things. Technically, it is a death cross. So you have this red line. So the longer term 50-day moving average is crossing. You can see here that we had this, spinning top. And often what a spinning top dictates is a change in trend. So we had these 2 days in like green, we had this spinning top, and then we've got these red hike and a sheet candles pointing downside. So if we had and we did lose it, if we had lost 40,200, there is a risk to 36,500. Now we could still come back as well, but the point is look at this, Ahmed, here, right? You see this, we're just hitting that line again and again and again and again, and a support level is like a piece of ice. So what happens if you tap a piece of ice once? It's probably going to stand. But if you keep tapping it again and again and again and again, then there's risk that floor is going to break. On its own, again, it means nothing. But one, we're hitting this again and again. Two, we have this potential death cross. Three, you can see here the RSI is below the 50, and it's in this position where it's not even oversold yet. It still could go down. It still has room to fall. The other thing too, and guys, I'm going to talk about this for 30 seconds because I've talked about this to death, is the macro environment, the Ukraine situation, the interest rate situation. Again, you can listen to other episodes because I've spoken about it before. But another thing too is the US 10-year bond. I'm not going to show a chart on it. You guys can look it up. US 10-year bond, Google it or look it up in Twitter. That's hitting all-time highs. Now, why is that a concern? So a bond is, of course, when a government is trying to generate some money and it takes a loan from the public, in simplistic terms, and it gives a low percentage return because governments the US bonds have never failed yet. They've never failed. It's secure. So they're very low rates. Now, if those rates start going up, right? So, 2%, 3%, the market's like, well, why should we put our money in crypto? Why should we put our money in equities? Because equities and crypto is high risk. So let's put it in something safer. So when US 10-year bonds start breaking records and start going higher, that's a cause for concern. And that's what's happening right now. So I've given you 2-3 things on the charts, and I'm talking about the macro environment, and I'm talking about the fact that we still have 3-4 planned interest rate hikes this year. And so for us, it's much more likely that we are going to go lower to 36,500 than we are going to resume our rally. To resume our rally, we really need to recapture 44 and then 47. Which right now is probably not as likely. Not FUD, but just honestly being, completely honest. The other thing too, almost every chart you look at is kind of like that. So this is the total crypto market. You can see here, weeks ago we spoke about this. We broke out at this downward trend, and we have this sort of, failed rally situation. Now, this was drawn a long time ago. This $1.8 trillion long-term support and resistance. So, you wouldn't gamble the house and sleep safely at night, throwing all your money in, knowing we're sitting at 1.806, right? Like it's just a precarious position. RSI is down, Wolfpack ID, it's still in negative territory underneath this line. So it's still quite a precarious position. So what does that mean? What should you do before I go any further? There's a thing called sell in May and go away, right? Something that analyst called Bill Noble, and I'm sure other analysts have spoken about it, where there's often a time in the year, it's usually May, where it's not a good time to buy, it's not a good time to do anything but sell or stand on the sidelines. So I'd say if you have bags that you're not happy sleeping with at night, because the best trade is often the one that helps you sleep at night, sell those. If you have some money on the sidelines, have some stable coins ready. But now might not be the time. Now is more of a wait and see time. We really need to capture a lot of those previous resistance levels, or sorry, support levels, before anything of note should happen. Only two other charts I'll show you. This is the Ethereum chart. This is one of my favorite, if not the favorite coin of choice for me, because I think Ethereum is that best risk reward play. Like, Bitcoin is so secure and safe, right? It's ultra, like it's money, but it doesn't move that much. Where Ethereum has a smart contract, it's crypto number two, nice balance of risk reward. Anyway, when you look at Ethereum had to hold this 3.1 or $3,100 support level, which we sort of tested and then we broke. So right now, and the reason why I've got this linear regression band, so this is the last 200 days, is what is more likely to happen now is falling to 2,600. Is it guaranteed? Of course it's not guaranteed, but we're more likely, if you wanted to get into Ethereum, you're better off waiting to lower levels at 2,600, maybe 2,700 or so, which would be at this point here. So there's two types of buyers: momentum or value buyers. So there will be buyers at this level, or there's going to be buyers when we have momentum, when things go up. So for us to have that, we would need to recapture 3,300, 3,500. So that's two ways to buy crypto. You buy on a bounce to the upside, momentum rally, or for the value buyers. And I think most of us would like to be value buyers. Again, honestly, almost every chart is like this: RSI negative territory, things trending. You can see the hike in the sheet candles, very, very strong to the downside. And this is a day chart too. Even if I go down to the week chart, you can see here, it's not much better, right? And you can see, like, literally we're still negative territory on the week chart as well. The only altcoin, so for me, when Avax is doing well, I feel like the rest of the market is doing well. Like Ethereum, Avax, I feel like is a good proxy for where the market is. And you guys know I'm a huge Avax fan. Avax is even when the market was doing pretty, not well at all, Avax was still in this long-term ascending triangle since, Jan. So this is an ascending triangle, higher lows type of thing, still hitting that same high, but we've fallen out of that. You can see here, we've fallen out of that, right? Clearly fallen out of it, losing the $75 support level. The next level is this $71 Fibonacci level, but I wouldn't be surprised if that holds. So I'm not buying Avax right now. If that breaks, I'm probably buying at the $60 to $64 level as well. So again, if you use that rule of momentum buyers versus value buyers, and this is something I learned from Will Clement on Twitter, one of the most respected traders on earth, is either I'm buying at $60, so that's a value buy, or I'm waiting for Avax to fall back into this triangle, maybe bounce off 84, and then go from there. So
I'm actually looking at the chart, and I'm like, okay, the 64 support is exactly what I'm looking at, right? To maybe get back into it and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I mean, really, and that's why you look at charts, because I'm not a trader. Like, I show charts so much. I'm not traders are buying one day, selling 3-4 days later. I'm an investor. I'm a long-term investor, like everyone watching this show is. But why, Ahmed, why buy here when you could buy here, when you can get a 30% discount? You know what I mean? Like from here, if we get to that support level, which is very plausible, that's an 11% discount right now.
Yeah.
And you can see here, we're not at oversold. Like, for us to be at oversold, we have to break this line. We're not there, so it doesn't make sense to buy. But anything else from your side, before I move off, because that's my last technical analysis chart.
No, I was looking at the chart because I was thinking about when I jumping into Avax, and you pretty much brought it up, and I had a feeling you're gonna bring it, so I was waiting for this, and so I was like, okay, let me just because for me, because I've been doing charting from Forex times, which was like, let's forget it's the past, but when I see charts, my eyes get really quickly, do the Fibonacci's and all that stuff, and so I was like, okay, yeah, 64 support also makes sense for me.
Makes
the 60 also, too. But the 60 for me is like, it's a little bit less likely for me, but I think 64 is somewhere, or even if it's like 67 is where I'm looking at, and maybe
just above, just
above it. because you have to think like a banker. Because these guys who are trading, they think like they already know what you're thinking like, so you have to think a little bit ahead of them. So it's like
Yeah,
it's a cycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, you're not wrong there. If I extend the line a little bit, you can see why. Like this line has been hit 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times. So you're not
Yeah.
60 level is probably more of a psychological level. Like
Yeah.
$50,000 Bitcoin, $60,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But if you bought at 65 and it went down to 60, bounced off, you still have a
Pretty
10%
good. That's
discount.
yeah.
So yeah, okay, cool. It's good to know you like that level too. Okay, so moving off of that, right? Like we're not here for these short-term sort of plays. Fundamentally, things are still looking really great on the crypto side, and they always will. You're never going to see me come on and be like, oh, fundamentally, crypto's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the way it is right now. And for example, case in point, obviously, those of you who know me, who've watched more than one episode, know I'm in Australia. Now, of course, everyone keeps talking about the ETF, the Bitcoin ETF in America. What you may not realize, and by the way, if you don't know what ETF is, its ability to a Bitcoin ETF would be the ability to buy Bitcoin of the equities market, so the share market, which is we probably don't care about this, we don't, but large institutional buyers already have that as part of, I guess, their ecosystem of trading. They already have these big OTC accounts. That's the way they're trading. Like for them, it's uncomfortable to start a Binance account and start doing this on behalf of their clients. It happens,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just not as common, right? And it gives investor confidence that it legitimizes, trading Bitcoin. Anyway, some of you guys may know there's a bunch of ETFs already. Canada's had ETFs for a very, very long time, but let's face it, and I'm not just saying this to make you feel good, Ahmed, Canada's light years ahead of America. You know what I mean? In so many different ways. That's something I would admit to as well. Now, Australia is launching one too. So Australia is launching next week. The first Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF is going to go live, and it's estimated to add like $1 billion or so, to the market of Bitcoin, which is really, really bullish stuff, right? So right now is a really good time to dollar cost average. Don't dollar cost average, which is putting aside a little bit of money every month when the market's pumping, like when it's high. Now's a good time to do it. And like I always sort of say, a little bit less than you want to is safe. It helps you sleep at night. So if you can put in $1,000, put in $700. If you can put in, $700, put in $500. Like put in a little bit less. And then when it pumps, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I should have put in more. And that is the sign that you're doing the right thing when you say, I wish I should have put in more,
Mm-hmm.
Moving ahead. Now, I find this very, very interesting. I love Solana. I'm a huge long-term fan of Solana. I did sell half my Solana at $140 because I knew it was going to drop. But, if you guys know NBA Top Shots, NBA Top Shots. Why did I mention Solana? It's not on Solana, but NBA Top Shots is on Flow, the Flow blockchain. So this is kind of interesting. Like the NBA is announcing new NFTs. They're called dynamic NFTs, which will change. Like you can buy a player, then it changes if his score does really well or whatever. You can tell I don't really know how basketball works, right? But they have these dynamic NFTs. Now I found this very interesting that even though they have sold like millions and millions, if not billions of dollars or close to $1 billion on the Flow blockchain through NBA Top Shots, they now are going on Ethereum. So it just goes to show, like we've said this before, it doesn't matter, guys, when someone tells you, oh, Solana is much, much faster, which I love Solana, by the way. Avax, HBAR, some random crappy network out there, it's much faster. It doesn't matter. Like the institutional buyers, players, they don't care. This is an example. NBA was on Flow. And for some reason, now they're going to go to a slower blockchain with more gas fees. Why? Why would they do that? Well, that's because where all the money is. That's where all the premium marquee
Yeah.
Bored Ape Yacht Club, all these whole, the crypto punks, all the marquee NFTs are there, and they want a slice of that pie. It's just greed. So don't let anyone ever tell you, Ethereum NFTs are going to die, because that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I thought that was interesting. Speaking of NFTs, this one, this shows that we'll have a little bit of NFT flavor, and you'll sort of see why. So Coinbase released their, we spoke about this before, they released their NFT marketplace in beta. So it's a closed beta test right now. I think I can't remember. There was talks about Solana NFTs on this as well, but they're starting where the money is. They're starting with Ethereum, like just like everyone else does, right? People don't want to take risks. So this is really, really interesting for the space. They have a waiting list of, I think their waiting list exceeds the amount of people who have bought from OpenSea. So NFTs are
Wow.
not slowing down, by any means. Now, Ahmed, it's been a while since I've spoken about a NFT project, right? It's been a minute
Yeah.
since we've spoken about an NFT project. And to be honest, it's because I haven't been too focused. I haven't bought any NFTs this year. Last time was in December. And honestly, it's just because of the time commitment. Like, obviously, we're very heavy in DeFi. So I'm following DeFi, I'm following stocks, equities, I'm following the macro market. It's the time commitment to jump into a Discord group and stay across stuff is just too much. However, there is a project right now that I think has a huge potential for mooning. You and I haven't spoken about this. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this after I share it. And that is the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah, I've
Turtles,
seen
right?
these. I've seen these.
You
Yeah,
see this?
and they're really, yeah, they're pushing this out heavy.
This is very interesting because the Teenage
Yeah.
Mutant Ninja Turtles is arguably one of the most recognizable franchises that transcends multiple generations. So
Mhm.
I watched this. My sons watched this. My son's a fan. So it's covering from like millennials to like whatever the new guys are called. And they have incredible equity and
XYZ.
pulling power.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, Gen X, Y, whatever they're called, right? Now, this is interesting, right? Because this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' first foray into NFTs. Now, the most interesting part of this is, Nickelodeon actually owns all of the rights for, I'm just calling them turtles, right? I can't say that full word, 10 times in a row. The turtles.
yeah.
Apart from, so Nickelodeon owns all the rights, apart from the first 130 episodes. So the first 130 episodes were the 1987 original series, and they look like this, right? They look like this guy, like that. When I think of the Turtles, because I was born in 87, right? So when I was 4 or 5, this is the Turtles I remember. Not these new
Uh-huh.
funny ones now with like, these like laser eyes and whatever. That's the Turtles I remember. That's my era and time, right? So you got that
Okay, no,
nostalgia as well.
yeah, mine was after this one because I think they've had four reiterations of the look, and I think this is the one that you had, but the one after this is the one that I remember.
This is the OG, right? So like, it's always funny that they talk about this all the time. Like, when kids become in their 30s, they now have the money to go buy stuff they couldn't when they were little. So my generation is going to be all over this, right? All over this.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
the interesting thing is, so this is the company is actually called Squeamy or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. It doesn't matter. They're a French company. It's owned by them, and obviously they want to leverage their equity. They want to leverage the equity that they have, the branding that they have around this. Now, this is I would not that I bet, but I would bet that this is going to sell out right away. They have 108,000 followers on Twitter. On Discord, they have almost 60,000 followers on Discord right now. Now, one thing you could do, they're launching in May. If you wanted to, I certainly don't have the time investment. So good luck to you guys. If someone buys this, please let me know. I'd love to see what NFT you got. Is jump onto the Discord group, and with NFT projects, there's that time commitment you can make to get on the whitelist, because
Mhm,
chances are you're probably not going to get this on Mint. You probably won't. They're going to sell out. It's
mhm.
going to go really, really fast. If you're lucky, what's going to happen is a bot's going to beat you. Some idiot with a bot is going to buy 1,000 of them and it's going to wreck it for everyone else. So either you can buy on
Yeah,
the secondary after you're going to have this initial pump, and then maybe a week or so later or less, you can buy it on that kind of bounce, or have that time and investment, jump into Discord group. They'll make you do competitions and tweet and a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have the time for, but that is some NFT advice for you guys. And Ahmed, that's pretty much it. I do have some stuff to share in our following segment a little bit later, but that's the
hmm.
market update, my friend.
No, it's good, crazy, pretty interesting. Yeah, the market hasn't shown much activity, and yeah, we've same here. I've just kept my investments, not didn't do much movements either. I've just been waiting also. But yeah, okay. One thing that you talked about was how the NBA is building the upcoming NFTs on Ethereum because the money's there. So, you know, you one really key aspect here is that go where the money is, because wherever money is, that's where growth is. And this isn't just like, this isn't advice just for crypto. This is life advice. Like if you're looking for if you're in high school and you're thinking what job or career I should go into, and you have three options from you because math is fun, science is fun, and gym is fun. Look at out of which of these is where the industries are growing and where the money is flowing, and that's where you should be focusing your career. If you're confused, if you know exactly my passion, my heart, my everything is in this, then okay, fine, go there and be the best at it. So then you get paid. Even if you go into art and you're the best at it, you'll get a lot of money out of it. So be
100%.
the best at it in
People,
even
yeah.
yeah, in any industry, even if it's a very low income industry on average. But if you're the best at it, even if you're the best garbage picking up person, you'll make a lot of money at it because you're the best at it. But if you're going to an industry that you don't think you'll be the best at, you'll be an average at, then go where the money is. And so this is some I thought I should add on to that advice because there's that life advice philosophical uncle touch in me. So that was a good market
Think with your
update,
head.
guys. Check.
Think with your head,
Yeah,
not your heart. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'd recommend go watch the 2 weeks ago one and the one before that, because you will see the flow of discussions of these market updates, and then you'll see where it's going. If you've been watching the show, then you know what's going on. All right, what's going on with Marhaba? The golden question. A lot of things. There's some really exciting things that are happening. I'm going to share my screen, um, and so this way you guys know exactly
We
what's
got it.
going on
Yeah.
with Marhaba. All right, cool. So currently, literally last few days, our team was in Russia and in Moscow doing a blockchain live, and then they were presenting Marhaba, showing people how to download the wallet, the different aspects of Marhaba, teaching them about what the project is, the vision is, and the goal is. And there's a lot of good interactions. We get a lot of people download. We had a lot of investors who were interested in learning more and seeing how they can get involved. And so our team is there working with them. So there's some really exciting stuff that's going on from that aspect. We are also at other events before, and we are also planning to be at a few other events in the upcoming few months. There's some really key events here in the Middle East. Actually, right now, Dubai is going wild with blockchain events. Like every week, there's some next level blockchain event. There's Ethereum event. There's like events that are happening specifically about DeFi and NFTs, and so there's a lot of events happening, and so stay excited for that. And these events, help the project grow and legitimize the project in the sense of the greater crypto ecosystem. All right. Another update, and this is probably one update that everybody's probably very excited about, is what's going on with Zakat and crypto. We're going to be holding a full AMA session with our entire governance board, the share governance board, and they'll be able to answer any of your questions when it comes to crypto and Zakat. So that's happening live on April 26th. Even the last one was supposed to be live, but somehow the live didn't connect. But anywho, our goal is to make it live April 26th, 1 p.m. GMT on the same YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you guys get a notification as soon as we go live. We also have a referral campaign, and the reason why we're running this referral campaign, and we've run this referral campaign before also, is we're trying to incentivize everyone to invite their friends and their family to the project, to the Telegram, so they can ask their questions to learn more about this project. Because we honestly, we're trying to grow as quick as possible, but as healthy as possible at the same time. And that will benefit the products, which will create utility, and obviously that utility will create the demand for the token. And so that's another thing that's happening, something that you guys may want to get involved with. I've already actually in the last campaign, I've already shared it with a lot of my friends. But yeah, this is an opportunity for new people if they want to share this project with other people and get benefited from it. This is a discussion that happened with our Khalid Hollander, who is our head of advisory board. Khalid gets invited to a lot of events, but this event he had a really good talk, and I think this is a content that I think everybody should take some time to check into. If you're not going to check into this talk of Khalid's, look at what are CBDCs and the future of CBDCs. CBDCs are pretty much where the government and the banking sector is focusing towards pushing crypto too. So this is where all the money is and where the future of all this money could look like when it comes to crypto. So check out that if you have the time. This is probably the most exciting update for myself and for a lot of you guys is that are going to be coming up in the
Ahmed,
upcoming.
we just lost you for about 5 seconds when you said the most exciting update. Just FYI, but I think we can see on your screen.
Sounds good. I'll go again. So the most exciting, as you guys see here, drum roll, is that we've been talking with the updates that we're going to be doing for Sahal Wallet, and now we implemented them. So there's some really exciting updates that have been done for this round of updates. There's going to be another round of updates that's going to be coming up, inshallah, within I think a month and a half. And so, but stay in touch with us in regards to that, and we'll let you know what's going on with that. So here, I'll just go over a few of the updates, and you guys can check them out also if you have the Sahal Wallet. So the Polygon chain integrations have been done. So Polygon's a huge layer 2 network, and because the integration, there will be tokens on the Sahal wallet which are Polygon based. So you can also invest in those projects. So we already had Ethereum, we already had BNB, which is Binance Smart Chain. Now we have Polygon. There's going to be other new chains also that are going to be integrated onto the Sahal wallet, which will give Sahal wallet a lot more like token utility than majority of the non-custodial wallets that are out there, which is huge. And remember, all the tokens and the projects that are going to be on this wallet are going to be all halal. So this is something that you guys can comfortably get involved with, use, and make that money from. We also have some API integration. One thing for sure is transaction history tab. So now you know where your money is going, and it's just like a usual general transaction history tab. But there's one thing that is probably that I believe is a lot more useful than a lot of the other projects and wallets have, is the add, edit, and delete content. So for example, if you have Trust Wallet, you can send money to people, but you always have to keep their wallet addresses saved somewhere else. So I remember, whenever I have to send money to some person every month on a monthly basis because of salary or because of something, I have their like their contacts saved in like an Excel sheet. Now I don't have to do that. Now I just have it saved on the Sahal wallet. I just pretty much just select the contact, and I can send the exact money that I need to as needed. We have the export seed phrase capabilities now. I mean, this is a very common capability, and then there's a few other capabilities. You guys can check them out on our Twitter. Those are the quick updates. There's some exciting updates when it comes to the overall management and structure. We are going to be hiring new people and onboarding new people from the crypto world. So we're bringing in more intellectual capabilities to the team, and that way, because we have 8 products, we have that are happening with the project. The token itself is not going up. Market is not really cooperating in general. The token requires more holders, so we need that support from your side. Send out the project. Don't not necessarily telling people to buy the token. Just tell them about the project, because the project generally is going to be a very strong project in the upcoming few years. So inshallah, you want to be investing into strong projects that have utility, not into meme coins, even though meme coins have so much interest, which doesn't make sense anyway. But yeah, that's it for the market update. Sorry, not for the market, the Marhaba updates. And yeah, Moby, tell us the next segment. What are we going to be talking about?
Yeah, I guess what we wanted to talk about today is because there's not, and I think we'll do more and more of these for sure. And guys, if there's something you want to learn about crypto, even basics like what are some basic technical analysis tips I could do? How should I get into technical analysis? Any sort of what wallet? What's the difference between keeping my coins in a wallet versus on exchange? Anything you think that's basic at all? We all started there. We all asked these questions. We are here for you guys. So please share that with us. We'll have a lot more, I guess, basic or fundamental type stuff. But anyway, one thing that Ahmed thought, we would talk about, obviously, and hopefully, guys, you've been watching some of this stuff, because obviously Mufti Saab's not here, but we've had 3 videos in the last couple of weeks, or 2 videos the last couple of weeks, where he's released some content on the channel. So go back, check that out, right? But anyway, what we thought we'd talk about in lieu of having the Mufti sub here and some deeper updates on other things is some basic tips and tricks. So the segment we're going to be talking about now, and we're going to do one each, is what's a good, I guess, crypto, the best crypto tool or tip that we could share with you. On that note, did you want to mention anything else, Ahmed, or did you want me to kick into my one?
Kick into yours, and then I'll talk about mine.
Awesome, fantastic. So I'm going to go back to share my screen. Now, I've got no affiliation. I don't even have a referral link for you. I probably could try to get one if I wanted to, but I don't have one. I'm not going to share that. With an app called CoinStats. This is without a doubt my favorite app for anyone in crypto. And like this thing, the way I'm talking about it, you're going to think I'm sponsored by these guys. It's amazing. There's a free version as well. And essentially what it is, we all have wallets somewhere. We have wallets on exchanges. So if you have a bit of crypto on Binance, for example, you technically have a wallet there, or wallets for every crypto that you have. Even in your Sahal wallet, you're going to have a wallet there. In your MetaMask, you'll have a wallet. In your Phantom for Solana, you have all these wallets everywhere. Now, the issue is, for example, one problem is when you buy from Binance, right? You might buy, Ethereum one day at 2,600, another day at 2,900, another day at 2,000. It's hard to keep track of what your average price is. And also, like, for example, on Binance, that's my favorite sort of exchange. That's where I bought most of my crypto. Binance is really, really good. But if you've ever used the watch list, it's horrendous. Like some coins you can only buy in Bitcoin, right? So how do you track that? Like, some left field coins, like, I don't know, Ronin or something random, they only have a Bitcoin pairing or an Ethereum pairing. They don't have USD, T pairings. And you can't exactly see what your average was when you bought. You can, it's convoluted when you bought it and, that type of thing. So CoinStats is one of those things where it, say you even bought Ethereum in BNB coins. You've only bought it in BNB coins. You will see your average there. Now, their website's actually pretty crap. Like when you go on their website, you can't actually see a lot of features. So I've shared some screenshots from my phone, which I'll share in a second. But this is the CoinStats app. You can connect some exchanges. You can automatically connect. So if you have a Binance, MetaMask, CoinSpot that's Australian, there's a whole bunch of others. It will automatically sync. It will it will just, they have an API. You grant access to the API. And if you buy anything on Binance, it automatically will show up in your CoinStats app. Now, if you don't, so, for example, like, Sahal probably wouldn't have an API. It's not a problem. You can manually add stuff, or you can often do an Excel spreadsheet or XML, a spreadsheet or whatever. But it's not difficult. It just depends on which exchange you're trying to connect. KuCoin, all the major ones, they have native integrations. But just let me kind of get straight into it, just to kind of show you guys examples. Now, one thing is they obviously have, the first tab there, coins, right? So that would be all the coins. So you can track all the coins. But you'll often hear me talk about, guys, add this to your favorites, add this to your favorites. The question is, where do you add it to your favorites? You can add it on Binance, but on Binance, you can only add the coins that are on Binance. And again, only the pairings that it will let you. If you want to add, Citus coins, which I know is not on Binance, you can't actually add it on Binance. So here in my favorites, these are some of my favorites that I have. I've got Citus, Somali, Bitcoin, Octopus, all these coins, by the way, I've spoken about in previous episodes. I've added all these coins, here as well. I've sorted by, going up price versus going down price, 24-hour report, exchange report. But this is the one, this tab here, the main tab, favorites, is the one I use the most. Now, moving on, the next screenshot I have is your wallets, right? So you can see here, I've connected my Binance wallet, my Phantom wallet, my MetaMask, my Kepler wallet, which is on the Cosmos, my Binance. I've got a whole bunch of others. Now, one thing I'll mention, in the free version, you can add 3 wallets for free. And especially for a lot of you beginners, that's probably fine. If you're like me and Ahmed, we probably have 20 wallets between us. Then you'll have to use the paid version, which is like $60 a year, and it will let you add. That's the only difference between the free and the paid, I think. The wallet, the amount of wallets you can add. So on this one here, I've just got my Binance, but if I, clicked on that little button there, it would aggregate all of my wallets in one view, but I can just see my Binance. I was a little bit shy. I know some YouTubers will be like, oh, this is everything I have. And mind you, it's not everything that they have. I was a bit shy to show you everything that I have, but just in my sort of Binance wallet, you can see here I've got 14 Avax, I've got some NFTs, I've got some Phantom, and then I have a couple of other wallets like my Marhaba wallet that I haven't connected, but I could if I wanted to, right? So here I can and if I actually clicked on, and just because of time, I didn't want to do this, but if I clicked on Avax, it will show me every time I bought Avax from every exchange, and even the profit loss on every transaction. So my average Avax might be like, I don't know, $50, that I've bought. So I can, if it falls below that or above that, I have a good idea of what my average is sitting. So really, really cool stuff. The next tab here is alerts. You can see I've got a lot of Ethereum alerts, as you can see, but the alerts, this is not anything special per se than Binance, but it's a lot more cleaner, a lot more easier to use. I can have, for example, if you have buy levels, often I'll talk about buy levels and sell levels. You can actually add them into your CoinStats app, and it will, trigger those. And the last thing that I'll sort of, and then I'll hand this over to you, Ahmed, is they have a news feature as well. So a lot of my news that I share to you guys, on the Marhaba Crypto Show, one of the sources is this app. So if I click on more and go to news, it aggregates, not all, but it aggregates a lot of crypto news via trending, latest, bearish, bullish, really, really cool. So the number one tip I could give to you, if you want to keep track of what you're spending, where all your money is, and you can't, you're juggling spreadsheets, is get the CoinStats app, and you'll thank me for it. I'm sure you will. But over to you, Ahmed.
Don't stop sharing your screen. What you're doing is fine. So if you share your screen and just click on the tab on the left of yours, trading view.
My trade. Okay. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. So to go in hand with CoinStat is actually TradingView has been my favorite or go-to for analysis or just for checking out on things for the last, I think it was like 6 years or 5 years or something like that. I remember in university I used to be here on this, like spending all my exam time studying time on this, because not only can you do analysis, you can check out what people are talking about when it comes to this specific investment. You can check out what are the other analysis that people can do their own analysis, and they can present it in the comment section. I don't know if you can see it here, but if you want, I can maybe share my screen and show you. Like for example, here, let me share my screen, and then I'll show you what I mean. TradingView has been one of my favorite things for the longest time. I should change my view to black also. So much better. And
Just while
I mean, yeah, sorry.
No, go. Just while you get your screen up, I've just on the IDs tab. You can see, like Ahmed says, you can follow all these other traders,
Yes,
and
exactly.
like what they're
There you go. That's
doing.
exactly what I was going to show. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you can read different people's opinions, and then the comments of those people, like other people's comments on those opinions, and then you start understanding and start developing what a good analysis could look like, and then from there you start defining your comfort levels. It takes some time to start understanding trading view, like because there's the easy things, just looking at charts, but then there's like in detail analysis also that could be done and stuff like this. And then on the right side you can also see people's tweets about it, and all these different things about this analysis. So
this
and
is
then there's
one we were
also
talking
like,
about before. Ethereum price going down to 2,600.
yeah. Oh, there you
There's a whole
go.
bunch of traders. That's good. That's validating for me. But a whole bunch of traders, talking about analysis that's probably that's far more complex than my analysis for sure.
Yeah, so this is my favorite, one of my favorite tools for analytics and details and stuff like that. And not just for crypto, like you could do FX, stocks, commodities. They have everything. And so this is why I really appreciate TradingView, and I've been using it for some time now. Yeah.
You're awesome. Yeah, great advice, especially like if you don't really know what you're doing, or you've done like some analysis, see what other people are doing. Like there's so many, there's a huge community here.
Yeah.
So rather than waste time on Instagram and whatever, like look at this network, look at it the same way. People are sharing their ideas, and there's a whole bunch. Mind you, I haven't been on this for a really long time, so it was a good reminder for me too, Ahmed. Thanks for that.
Yeah. And unless if you're watching TikTok, you can watch our TikToks, mine and Moby's.
Yeah.
Moby's TikToks are really nice. They're very professionally made. Mine is just pretty much me just talking to a camera, but I really like Moby's TikToks. And actually his YouTube also. His Red Panda's YouTube. But that's a different conversation. But yeah. Any last bits for everybody before we finish off the show?
No, just apart from, I think it just feels right sharing this type of stuff. Again, there's a whole bunch of tips, tools that we use, whole bunch of resources. So we're always guided by the community, but use this time to research. I can't stress it enough, guys. Dollar cost average. And what will help you sleep at night is like a little bit less than what you think you're comfortable, investing in, because we know this is the future. We know this is where everything is heading. And just stay updated, stay educated. Don't be like the sheep who just get interested when Bitcoin hits all-time high. And if you're watching this show, you're in the right place. You know what why you're in crypto. But no, I think that was good, Ahmed.
That's it, guys. So as you said, if you're here, you're in the right place. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and share this channel with your friends, your family, people who are new to crypto, people who are interested in in interest-free, ethical, halal investments, who want to be part of this industry, who want to make money. Like honestly, think about your future and think about your kids' futures. Think about generational wealth. There's a reason why some people have a place on the table. So when they say something gets listened to, it's because of financial and the concept of being strong with finances. So think about that and do it the right way by being on channels like this. Take care of yourself, and as always, keep us in your prayers. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.